Strong players. The Pistons haven't had a lot of hits with their first-round picks. To be a top team, you need to have a front office that can build from within.
So Detroit will get the first possession. Passes to Drummond. Outside Griffin. Outside for Jackson. His three-pointers off the mark. And so Siakam will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Foul, that's good.
And I don't think anyone knew that Siakam would be this kind of playmaker coming out of New Mexico. In fact, I can almost guarantee it.
Jackson finds Griffin. Softly drops in the floater.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Here's Van Vliet. Siakam passes to Lowry. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
He's a great finisher for a player his size. When Kyle Lowry gets a step to the hoop, he's going for the bucket.
Griffin passes to Jackson. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Jackson's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land. Pass to Van Vliet. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Powell, the pass to Gasol. Good D by Drummond. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Griffin kicks to Rose. On the wing, Jackson. 20 feet out. Clock at 6. Again, the Pistons score.
When the jumper is working, Reggie becomes much tougher to defend. One of the most athletic guys on the floor.
Pass to Gasol. Over Drummond. No good from Gasol. The Pistons have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Griffin passes to Jackson. Back to Griffin. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
And he shot foul shots at about a 75% clip a season ago.
That's good from Blake Griffin.
And during last season's playoffs, we heard the Bucks complaining about Drake's theatrics on the sidelines. Smitty, do you see any problem with that?
You know, GA, first of all, we know Drake is very animated. He's a part of this organization. We got to know he's a Toronto native and he loves this team. Yes, it's a problem when it starts to affect the game. But if not, I think all teams, especially the Bucks last year in the playoffs, you just got to focus and play.
Here's Jackson following the basket by Marc Gasol. Griffin dishes to Rose. Shoots over Van Vliet. Rebound by the Raptors.
And he's frustrated. That's a shot he can make in his sleep.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Bounce pass from Lowry. There's the pass to Van Vliet. Back to Gasol. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Gasol handles himself despite contact, just using his gigantic size to his advantage.
Passes it to Drummond. Griffin against Lowry. And Griffin with the score. The assist by Drummond. Griffin's got 7.
I mean, every time down the floor, this is what you're trying to do. Find the right matchup.
Here's Van Vliet. That shot misses. Some solid defense from Rose. Here's Brown. And he banks in the layup.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here's Siakam. No good with the layup.
I'm not sure what happened on that play. May have relaxed a little bit once he got to the rim.
Brown kicks to Rose. Griffin trying to get open. Again, the Pistons score.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I'll tell you, this was their strategy coming in. They obviously identified a weakness there inside.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And boy, what a year it was for Derrick Rose. And the sea of fans hoping that he would get back to what he once was, as he was electric.
Jackson against Lowry. Siakam outside. 5 on the clock. And it's sent back by Drummond.
It's amazing Drummond doesn't block more shots. He has a 9-foot standing reach.
Rose finds Griffin. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
I mean, on those alley-oop plays from Blake Griffin, you can't give him room to take off.
Powell against Brown. And here is Powell. Outside for Gasol. Floats it up there for Siakam.
A good find by Kyle Lowry. Doesn't always get enough credit for his vision.
Outside Jackson. Griffin passes to Rose. There's the feed to Drummond. And Gasol sends it back. Now Lowry outside Gasol. Now here's Lowry. Pass to Van Vliet. Outside Gasol. Back to Van Vliet. No good from outside.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
And it's Rose missing. Raptors trail by 10. Siakam passes to Van Vliet. Outside Gasol. Van Vliet with it. Griffin on him. Van Vliet can't get it to go. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for Detroit. And the layup is good.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
And it's helped them build an early lead. They just need to stay aggressive.
And the Raptors call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Toronto will go for a different look here. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Gasol. OG Anunoby comes in for Pascal Siakam. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Patrick McCaw in for Fred VanVleet. And then for Detroit, Doumbouya is checked in for Drummond. Luke Kennard comes in for Brown. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Rose. And that one, good.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game. And the Raptors took some heat.
Blake Griffin's teammates have to say wow because they get the chance night in and night out to see something fantastic.
Lowry passes to McCaw. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Pass to Anunoby. And that one, good.
And can't do much else. The strength of Anunoby comes in handy on those challenging finishes.
Jackson with it. He has 5. Inside. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
Play calling has been fantastic. They've been a step ahead of the defense since the opening tip.
Jackson against Lowry. Here's McCaw. Toronto gets it back with a new 14. Anunoby, that's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
Here's Kennard. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And again, Blake Griffin.
Adding to this lead, he's been dependable and consistent at the offensive end.
Here's Lowry. Lays it up off the glass. Lowry's got his second bucket.
Unafraid to challenge you inside, Lowry's a scoring threat on all 3 levels.
Jackson against Lowry. Jackson dishes to Griffin. Ibaka with some nice D.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over. He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. The pass to Doumbouya. He kicks to Griffin. Banked in off the glass. Griffin's got 17.
Defensively, they've had no answer for him this period, and he continues to stay aggressive.
Lowry for 3. Blake Griffin pulls it in. Pistons leading by 10. Kennard, the pass to Galloway. Pass to Doumbouya. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. A different look here for Detroit. Markieff Morris comes in for Blake Griffin. And Tim Frazier subbed in for Jackson. .144 left here in the opening quarter. Shot clock at 5. There's the 3. A nice shot by Frazier. And the Pistons lead by 13.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Lowry deciding where to go with it here. Ibaka, the pass to McCaw. Morris with the block. Here's Galloway. Another 3 for Detroit.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
And so Lowry will bring it up for Toronto. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
52 seconds left in the first quarter. 6 to shoot. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Shots are just flowing him right now, having a really strong quarter. And over the last few seasons, Kyle Lowry's scoring trending downward. His assists increasing, though, dramatically, relying more on his teammates to get the job done.
One shot.
And that one misses.
You know, a multi-time All-Star. He's an NBA champion now. It's taking some time, but Lowry has finally silenced his critics.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Galloway taking his time here. Out to Morris. The tray. McCaw grabs the miss. Pass to Hollis Jefferson.
Ooh, love it, love it.
Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. It's Detroit leading by 10. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Now a veteran in the NBA, Serge Ibaka, talked about his role on this team.
I like to do all those little things, running up and down, blocking shot, straight to the floor, making open shot, rolling the basket, screen, those dirty work. I like to do that.
And Ibaka, Greg, a great complementary player.
And you like his combination of size and skill, able to impact the game at both ends on a high level.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
And that has helped them build an advantage here, playing with good focus and good energy.
On the court for the Pistons, they've got Doumbouya. He's out there with Markieff Morris. Kennard is out there with Frazier. And it's Galloway in at the two-guard spot. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, one of the reasons Toronto was able to win the NBA championship was the astronomical improvement from Pascal Siakam, who was recognized as the league's most improved player. It was the dream of Pascal's late father that he'd reach this level, and his determination to make that reality has brought him a long way from home. Kevin?
It has indeed, D.A. Great story, and thank you. Frazier against Lowry. Toronto needs to get off a shot. Ibaka, no luck. Detroit leading by 8. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. There's Galloway. Pass to Kennard. Frazier outside. Over Lowry, and the rejection by Lowry. And oh, here we go. Lowry's got the fast break chance. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. There's Galloway. Stolen away. And now Lowry running the floor all by himself. And that one drops for him. And now it's just a 4-point Piston lead.
That's how you run the fast break. Lowry is a total pro when it comes to leading it.
Frazier kicks to Galloway. Here's Kennard. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Just 5 on the clock. The 3. Galloway, no good. The Raptors have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting.
Yeah, it's been about the fast break. Been real kind to him here early, and they are clicking in transition.
And it's Galloway with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. A strange saga last season for Patrick McCaw. Restricted free agent with the Warriors. He sat out, Smitty, for months.
He did, Kevin. Eventually signed a non-guaranteed deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but he was waived within days, prompting a league investigation. A promising young player, the Dubs didn't want to lose him, and eventually signed with the Toronto Raptors, and he won another chip.
And Toronto will go for a different look here. Marc Gasol is checked in for Ibaka. Pascal Siakam comes in for OG Anunoby. Powell, he's checked in for Hollis Jefferson. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Patrick McCaw. Then for the Pistons, Andre Drummond's checked in for Doumbouya. Bruce Brown comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Rose in for Langston Galloway. VanVleet passes to Powell. Outside Lowry. From downtown, drills the three-pointer. Lowry's got 17 now.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
The pass to Morris. To the inside. Brown kicks to Frazier. Morris outside, down low. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Siakam.
Derrick Rose putting pressure on the defense, always looking to draw contact.
Detroit shooting their second and third free throws tonight. First free throw is good. Steve, the number of timeouts and even fouls have dropped in recent years. Do you think that's brought a better flow to the game?
Yeah, I think so. I know we have so much stoppage in our game, especially when they go to the referee's review. If we could do something about that, but I love that they've dropped the number of timeouts to keep the flow of the game. That's what most fans want to see, just the flow of the game continue.
And Rose drops them both.
Last year, an 8th seed finish for the Detroit Pistons. Had to work for it, battling it out to the very end of the season. Their 500 record of 41-41 was just enough to get in.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
It's tipped. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And Smitty, last season for the Pistons, a short playoff trip as they were swept by Milwaukee, but still a learning experience.
Kevin, getting this team back to the playoffs was the first step. The young players learned a valuable lesson. It's all about changing the mindset and culture of this team.
Yes, that goes in. Rose has got 4 points now in the quarter.
All Rose needs is a small amount of space to operate. These shots are too easy for him.
Siakam finds Lowry, lets it go with the three. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Brown against Powell. Brown dishes to Morris. Over Lowry, and there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Brown. And it's a 3-point Piston lead.
The defense was clearly not on the same page. No one picked up the open man.
Passes it to Gasol. Back to VanVleet from outside the arc. Shoots a fader. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Back to Rose. Double team on Rose. And here's Frazier. Outside Rose. Here's Drummond. A second chance effort. He takes it up and lays it in. Drummond's got 6.
What makes Drummond a great rebounder, not just the size and athleticism, it's his tremendous anticipation.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Griffin's checked in for Markieff Morris, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Tim Frazier. And it's Drummond with the jam.
With the flexibility to adjust at the rim, Drummond can catch the pass almost anywhere and still throw it down.
Pass to Siakam. Now Van Vliet, defended by Griffin. Van Vliet looking around. He feeds it to Gasol.
Over a decade in Memphis for Marc Gasol. Even played his high school basketball there. Now a new phase.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And taking a look back at last year's numbers, he's about a 76% shooter.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
One of the best all-around bigs in the league. Gasol continues to modernize his game.
And so Gasol nails them both. Pistons leading by 5. Here's Jackson. Again, the Pistons good for 2. And when you spend as much time in one city as Marc Gasol and mean as much as he did to the Grizzlies franchise in that city of Memphis, you know what, Smitty? It's got to be tough to move on.
I'm sure, Kevin, for both sides. Regardless of what he accomplished moving forward, his jersey is getting retired in Memphis. No question about it.
Here's Griffin, and plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And there's the foul. It's called on Toronto.
In terms of drawing fouls, Griffin is one of the best we have in the NBA. People wondered how happy Blake Griffin would be after being traded from LA to Detroit a few years back. He has completely embraced the city, and Motown loves him back as well, quickly becoming a fan favorite.
That one is off. And with Griffin, he's also embraced Detroit's situation, trying to build a contender.
Griffin said he feels like he's a part of building something special here in Detroit. You have to admire how quickly Blake has gone all in for the Pistons franchise.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also.
The former 5-star recruit, first overall pick in the draft. Griffin's been slowed down only by injuries.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
The Toronto Raptors are an elite defensive group. Reasons why: they're long, they're smart, and they're experienced.
One shot.
When you talk about the defensive IQ, Smitty, for the Raptors, where does that reveal itself?
For me, Kevin, their rotations. They are able to send help, double teams, and still recover and get out to shooters.
Van Vliet with it. Working on Rose. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Fast break Toronto. Lays it in off the breakaway. Van Vliet's got 4 points in the quarter.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
To the paint, here's Griffin, and then Griffin with the dunk.
He's been this way all evening. You can see it in Griffin's eyes. He has scoring on his mind.
Jackson against Lowry. Outside for Gasol. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got 5 assists tonight.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
The Raptors making a switch here. McCaw's checked in. Outside Rose. Knocks it loose, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession. Clock at 6. Brown right side. Shoots. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Toronto's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Van Vliet. Again, Toronto.
Shutout in the first quarter. He's heating up now. I like the aggressiveness.
Rose scanning the floor. And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That'll be his second foul of the game.
All this means is he has to be careful. Don't want to pick up a cheapie and get sent to the bench with 3 fouls.
And Toronto making a change here. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. And Detroit with a change here too. Kennard's checked in. Drummond working against Gasol. Outside Rose. Griffin trying to get open. Great positioning on the putback. And the Pistons lead by 1.
The upward explosiveness of Andre Drummond, almost impossible to stop on the putback.
And the Raptors call time here. And the defensive impact that Andre Drummond can have on the floor is a major factor.
Well, you know that Drummond is going to do the work of 3 players on the glass, but he's also been a solid rim protector who makes up for his height with great timing and reach.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for Pascal Siakam. Now Van Vliet. He has 6. Hollis Jefferson, good. Hollis Jefferson's got 12 points in the game.
And he's the main reason they have the lead right now. He's been perfect from the field, literally.
And that one is good.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
Van Vliet with it. Jackson on him. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And the Pistons now going the other way. At one point, they led by 16. Pass to Griffin. To the middle. And the dunk by Jackson.
Quick off his feet. The long arms. Easy jam for Jackson.
Raptors trail by 3. 1:37 left now here in the second. Knocked away and stolen by Drummond. Here's Kennard. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Rose passes to Jackson. Back to Rose. 6 on the shot clock. Got a piece of it. And that one's good. Drummond.
His shot making has been superb this quarter. He's taken over this game.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. Free throw good. Serge Ibaka. And in recent seasons, we've seen Serge Ibaka involved in some extracurriculars. He can get a little chippy out there.
Yes, indeed. Last season, he had a 3-game suspension. Penalties can escalate for repeat offenders, something he's got to be aware of.
Here's Van Vliet. And the rejection by Jackson. And the wide-open shot from Griffin. Buries the open 3 to cap the break. Griffin's got 7 now in this quarter.
No hesitation from Blake on that catch-and-shoot jumper.
Van Vliet passes to Ibaka. Van Vliet up top. Guarded by Jackson. Rebounded by the Pistons. Griffin's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Outside Jackson. And the pass to Kennard. At the elbow, Griffin. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
He doesn't let you off the hook, Blake Griffin. He likes to draw contact and usually gets to the free throw line.
The Pistons shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. First free throw is good. Blake Griffin hits them both. Blake Griffin getting it done for Detroit. He's up to 26 points in the game now. Just keeps pouring in the buckets. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek, how's it feel to be back on the floor again?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Good to see you back out here, Derek. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Some incredible work in this one by Blake Griffin. He ended up with 26 points, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds. He had a very shaky performance in their last game, but it has not affected him at all tonight. What a tremendous first half he played. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards. When the shot's gone up, everybody goes for it. Just a matter of maintaining that energy, playing with that same kind of aggression in the final 2 quarters.
Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Raptors.
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You look at Blake Griffin in this game. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, and early on, he has been feasting in the paint, and you have to think they're going to keep feeding the big fella.
Why go away from something that's working? Force the defense to prove that they can stop it.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. They trail by 7. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So for Toronto right now, Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. Lowry out there with Fred Van Vliet. And it's Powell in at the 3, the small forward.
As he enters his mid-30s, Marc Gasol showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, I think he's a better all-around basketball player.
Two shots. Max on the first.
Free throw good, Gasol. And through his first 8 seasons in the NBA, Marc Gasol made a total of 12 three-pointers. Nowadays, Greg, he'll make more than that in a month.
and you ask around, he's always been capable. A great shooting touch. It's just a different job description for big men nowadays.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2. A smitty of recent players to enter the league. Which had rookie seasons that surprised you?
I think Donovan Mitchell, the way he came out of the gates. I knew Luka Doncic was good, but because I hadn't seen much film or seen him live, he surprised me. Trae Young, the way he's played from a small guard position, those are some of the guys that have surprised me. Some were high drive picks, and some were a little bit lower, but those are the 3.
Outside Griffin, 4 on the shot clock. And he hammers that one down right in the face of Marc Gasol.
When Griffin makes up his mind, he is ready to attack the glass.
Jackson against Lowry. Off target with his 3.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
As the lead continues to grow, this is just heady, sound basketball.
They have just nailed their halftime adjustments. That's for sure. They don't want to have to sweat this one out. They're looking to pull away.
And it's sent back by Drummond. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. Passes it to Van Vliet. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Lowry.
Some harassing defense by Blake Griffin, unwilling to budge. Ooh, they've come out ice cold to start this half. 3 misses and as many attempts.
And it's Drummond with the jam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Outside for Gasol. And again, no good by Toronto.
Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track. And guys, one thing that has been interesting to see since Blake Griffin came to Detroit is how he's developed as a leader, has come into his own with how he takes responsibility for the team's play.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Blake Griffin. And with Griffin, you look at his time on the Clippers, and for most of his career, he was more of a second in command.
Coach Casey said last year early on that Griffin is the leader of this team, and Blake took it upon himself to step up to the challenge. It makes sense no matter how you look at it. He's their best player and needs to be one of the leaders. And Raptors president of basketball operations, Masai Ujiri, not just doing an amazing job in Toronto, he's also had a huge role in the growing of the game in Africa.
Growing up in Nigeria, he fell in love with the game of basketball, and he has worked his way up. Now he's given a hand back, building pathways for others to follow in his footsteps, bringing the development and leadership to the continent.
Rose dishes to Griffin. It's Jackson atop the key. Pistons keep it alive, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
6'10", 250 pounds, solid athlete. Griffin using all of it right there.
Toronto calls timeout.
Well, the Pistons, one of the more successful franchises in NBA history. 3 titles and many other trips to the NBA Finals. Only a handful of franchises can say that.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. And Smitty, you were talking about the Pistons, a history of success, of championships. But the last 10 years have been difficult.
Pistons have struggled the last decade. You're so right, Kevin. But this team has a track record of not staying down for long. Detroit doing what they can to return to championship contention.
Jackson gets the bucket.
I mean, taking what the defense allows. Reggie can run the pick and roll in a variety of ways.
Now here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Rose. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on Reggie Jackson. The Raptors have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
Free throw drops for Kyle Lowry. And every so often, Steve, we'll see 2 teammates fighting over a rebound. You ever have a teammate upset with you for stealing his rebound?
A lot, Kevin. All the bigs I played with, those guys hated when guards came in. They would elbow you, and if you're on their same team, saying, get out of here. Especially for a lot of those bigs, it was a lot of rebound incentives in their contract, so they wanted to grab every rebound.
Here's Rose. They get it back. Here's Drummond. Falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Van Vliet kicks to Siakam. Lowry against Jackson. That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Lowry. Bounce pass from Rose. Yep, that one goes. 34 points for Blake Griffin.
Down the stretch, this is when they need him the most, and he is delivering.
Siakam up top, defended by Griffin, kept alive. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
What I love now, Siakam can put the ball on the floor. He wasn't asked to do a lot of that in college, but he never stops improving.
And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
And the first one drops. And it's those diamond-in-the-rough players that so often elevate the top teams. And, Greg, that's what the Raptors found in Pascal Siakam.
No doubt. The 27th pick back in 2016, now a full-time starter on a rookie contract, just over $2 million this season. He is due for a big raise.
Siakam hits them both.
You know, we see every year 1 or 2 guys drafted toward the end of the first round contribute well for their team. But Pascal Siakam has gone well beyond that.
Drummond trying to get himself free. And it's Brown missing. Here we go, one-on-one. And Siakam throws it down.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
A nice shot by Frazier.
And for those who criticize Drummond facilitating, I say rewatch that play. He's improving.
Siakam outside. Rebound, Detroit. Drummond's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Rose laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Rose has got 10.
Sick handles from Derrick Rose. Off the dribble, he's pretty good.
Frazier against Lowry. Shoots it. Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Van Vliet.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Drummond working against Gasol. Outside Rose. Frazier outside. And a miss there on the triple.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Back to Siakam. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. He's got 10.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Pistons leading by 10. Morris outside. Pass to Drummond. Morris outside. Lobbed up there for Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
Yet another bucket for Andre Drummond. They've done a great job of getting him the ball in his spots.
Now here's Van Vliet. He's guarded closely. Lowry against Frazier. The shot by Lowry, no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Derrick Rose, the former Memphis Tiger, has a great combination of speed and athleticism.
One area that the Pistons were great in last year was perimeter defense.
What they did, GA, they closed out on shooters fantastically. They got hands up and hands up high. Allowed the fewest threes against as a team. Their interior defense was just so-so, but on the perimeter, they were tough.
The free throw drops for Rose. And some changes here for the Raptors. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Gasol. OG Anunoby comes in for Norman Powell, and McCaw is subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. Then for the Pistons, Doomboy is checked in for Morris. Luke Kennard comes in for Brown, and Langston Galloway subbed in for Frazier. And Rose drops them both.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
Siakam outside. And it goes for the 5th time in 10 shots for him this game.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Rose passes to Galloway, and it's Drummond with the jam.
He has a monster wingspan, the elevation for his size. Drummond able to finish with authority on a consistent basis.
Lowry against Rose. Here's Siakam. And it's sent back by Drummond. It's good.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Right side Rose.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw, good. Rose. Andre Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for the Raptors. Good on both. And the Raptors with the ball. It's a 14-point game. And out of bounds, the Pistons will take it.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
Now, here's Doumbouya. Rose dishes to Galloway. Pass to Kennard. Floats it up for Rose.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Lowry against Rose. Outside Lowry. Kicks it to Ibaka. Rob. Here's Galloway. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Not a lot of flash to his game, but Galloway can surprise you with his first step.
Rose against Lowry. At the elbow, it's Ibaka. And Greg, last season, the best scoring average of Serge Ibaka's career.
Even with a down year as far as his three-point shooting, Ibaka's still very efficient, getting more of his offense around the rim, playing some at the 5.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
Yeah, 76% from the line a season ago, and most would consider that to be a success.
The first one falls.
Oh, from the Republic of Congo, Serge Ibaka, Dikembe Mutombo, and Bismack Biyombo. A lot of big man talent.
Ibaka hits both of them. And it's Rose with the ball for the Pistons. The pass to Galloway. And here is Drummond. Back to Galloway. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Raptors trail by 16. There's Hollis-Jefferson. That 3 off the mark. Here's Galloway. 5 points in the game. Rose kicks to Galloway. Doumbouya with it. Shot clock at 6. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
And that's how you do it. Ibaka still able to surprise people very quick off the floor.
Lowry against Rose. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Here is Rose. He's got 16. Passes it to Kennard. Here's Doumbouya. It's deflected. Now the Raptors moving it up. Here's Anunoby. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Anunoby's got 6.
And you can't afford to lose Anunoby in transition. As soon as he has a step on you, it's over.
Pass to Doumbouya. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Raptors trail by 17. McCaw, the pass to Ibaka. Here's McCaw. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, defensively, your mantra at this point has to be no easy buckets.
Here's Kennard. No points in the game yet for him. 2 on the clock. Over Ibaka. The shot's good from Kennard. Here's McCaw. Pass to Anunoby. Here's Lowry. From deep. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Lowry's got 7 now in this quarter.
It's enough to where you have to respect him. Had 1 triple in the first half, now has his 2nd.
Rose attacking, and the shot goes down.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Stolen by Rose. Now Detroit moving it up and laid in to finish the break. Rose has got 12 points here in the second half.
Derrick Rose in open space is a treat to watch. Love the way he took off and scored that one.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Rose against Lowry. 6 on the shot clock. And so it's Detroit holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. They've got Kennard. Griffin is out there with Doumbouya. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Jackson in at the 1.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Bruce Brown, who's checked in for the Pistons. Stolen. Here's McCaw. And there's the pass to Anunoby. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Back to Van Vliet. Just 5 to shoot. Passes to McCaw. From deep. And it's Griffin with the rebound. Griffin's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. The dish to Jackson. Back to Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
And that is in Blake Griffin's DNA, dunking on guys.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors. Pass to Ibaka. Back to Van Vliet. Jackson comes over with the double. Anunoby. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
And immediately looking for the open man when the double team comes to him.
Jackson dishes to Griffin. They double team Griffin. Pass to Doumbouya. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. 8 points for Sekou Doumbouya.
I love that play right there. You see the patience of Blake. Doesn't force anything, just waits for his man to break free.
The pass to McCaw. Feeds to Ibaka. Shoots over Griffin. Ibaka, no luck. Pistons leading by 21. In the corner, Kennard with it. And there's another one for the Pistons.
Yeah, and ever since halftime, they played precision basketball offensively.
You know, the coach has had something to say about that. No question, they've settled in and executed brilliantly.
And here is Van Vliet. Beyond the arc. Buries it from three-point range.
Not just a knockdown shooter, he does a great job of finding space for his shot.
Pass to Griffin. Back to Jackson. Doumbouya kicks to Griffin. It's intercepted. Here's Anunoby. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Efficient performance from him. Not the case for everyone else on his team.
Detroit's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark. Shooting the 3-ball well. Pass to Griffin. Outside Jackson. At the elbow, Griffin. Brown outside. 5 on the clock. But they get it back. Doumbouya passes to Griffin. And the rejection by Ibaka. Raptors trail by 18. Down low. And he uses the glass on the layup. Anunoby's got 6 here in this quarter. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Now here's Jackson, covered by Van Vliet. Again, the miss by Jackson. Raptors have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Pass to Brown. Up top, Griffin. They can't stop the run with that one.
It's been a rough quarter for him. Can't seem to find any kind of rhythm.
Hollis Jefferson can't hit. Count the basket.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Pistons leading by 12. The pass to Kennard. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
Great defensive effort. Just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And Coach can't like what he's seeing, trying to get them refocused.
It's so easy to get run over when you lose even a little edge. Look for them to come out much more aggressive.
Some changes for Toronto. Siakam is checked in for OG Anunoby, and Norman Powell subbed in for Hollis Jefferson. And a switch here also for Detroit. Drummond's checked in for Doumbouya. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Dwayne Casey talk to his team. He likes where things are headed, but he cautioned them to play smart the rest of the way. He said carelessness with the ball, with assignments, with rotations, any of that can undo what we've worked to accomplish so far. Kevin, they are so close.
Did you see the air Drummond gets underneath him? Allows for time to be creative.
Passes it to McCaw. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Brown. Pass to Kennard. Outside Griffin. It's Jackson atop the key. Shot, high post. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got 6 assists now in the game.
When Jackson can't get all the way to the rim, this is his go-to. Shoots for a decent percentage from mid-range.
Siakam against Drummond. Pass to Powell for 3. Rebound by the Pistons. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Griffin dishes to Jackson. Back to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
There's the pass to Van Vliet. A 3-ball. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. Kennard kicks to Jackson. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
There's just a handful of big men in this league that you're comfortable running the offense through. Griffin, he's one of those guys.
Now here's Van Vliet. He's guarded closely. Gets the 14-footer to fall. Van Vliet's got 5 points now in the quarter. Got a piece of it. To the inside. Howard. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. And out of UCLA, Norman Powell, an athletic 6'4" combo guard, said he modeled his game after Russell Westbrook.
And I can see why. He's gifted physically as well. A 6'11" wingspan, a 40-inch vertical leap. He's more of a two-guard in my opinion, and he's off to a strong start in his young career.
Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Patrick McCaw. The free throw drops for Powell. Pistons leading by 13. Jackson looking it over. 20 feet out. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Siakam's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
Siakam against Jackson. Passes it to Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Outside Lowry. Siakam outside. Powell trying to free himself up. That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from Siakam.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Jackson against Siakam. Jackson misses.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen. This is the consistency he was looking for in the first half. Just took him a while to heat up.
Pass to Griffin. To the paint. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Beautiful concentration by Drummond. Takes the hit, drops it in. Will try to add one more at the line. I love this. Andre Drummond has gone on record saying he is one of the last true centers in the league. Hard to argue with that statement, given how Drummond has played.
One shot.
Free throw, no good for Drummond. Rebounding and defense, Drummond provides, Smitty, feels similar to an old school center.
Yeah, it does. Drummond is still very effective, even without having an outside shot. But he's gotten better at that. Most centers now can shoot threes, but Drummond is happy to stick to what he does best.
Clock at 4. Powell with it, guarded now by Jackson. The shot by Powell, no good.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Kennard, the pass to Jackson. Inside, it's tipped. Now Lowry. Trying to get open is Ibaka. The shot by Lowry, no good. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Detroit Pistons. That's tipped.
And what you like about Siakam as a rim protector, the strong fundamentals, able to affect shots without fouling.
And again, Toronto no up.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
You know, if you get the ball to the right guy in the right spot, more often than not, you're coming away with points.
Now here's Jackson to the inside. Here's Lowry. Griffin with some nice D.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
And we've seen this. There are certain nights when Lowry just decides to take over.
Here's Kennard. Covered by Van Vliet. Jackson passes to Brown. Now here's Griffin. Over Siakam. Griffin can't get it to go in. And it's the Raptors ball. They're on a 13-4 run. The shot by Powell, no good. 46 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Griffin looking it over. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Griffin's got 42 in the game.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
And when you're on the road, you can't be tentative coming into a game like this. I thought their aggressive approach was the difference. Beautiful location on the pass, as usual. Led his man perfectly.
And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Siakam pulls it in. Here's Van Vliet. Lays it up and banks it in.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
And also a lot of skill. This is exactly the type of thing you practice for over and over again.
And so the Pistons take the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge.